Good morning. What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good morning so far. And man, I'm excited about tonight's training. I'm going to dive right into it because we do not have a whole lot of time. But I'm going to be talking about something I think is very, very important in regards to building your business efficiently, especially considering most of us probably do this as a part-time business, right? So I'm going to be talking about daily method of operation. I actually made a post about this yesterday, and as I was making the post, I was like, man, this is going to be a good. I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow on the AM Power because it's so important. So many people look at this industry and they've got it all wrong. And maybe they were just pitched on it wrong, and they have the wrong idea of how to make this business work. And here's what's beautiful about network marketing. The best thing about it really is the fact that it's your business. You get to choose how you want to build this business, right? You don't have a boss. Now, though that is probably one of the best things, I will also say I believe that is also one of the absolute worst things about this industry as well. You don't have a boss. You don't have structure already put in place for you to make sure you are doing the things that you know you need to do. See, I see it so much inside of the space where people show up to all these AM powers, right? They show up to all of the trainings. They show up to every single overview. They go to all the events, every training. I mean, they are literally so plugged in and they are doing everything they're supposed to do, so they think, and they're wondering why are they not where they need to be in the business. And I'm here to tell you, you can show up to everything all day long. You can put 100 hours a week into this business. But if you are not creating income producing activities, if you are not actually taking action in the business, it does not matter. You've got to put in the actual work itself. So many people will just train, train, train. They're on everything. They're wondering why they're not having success. Well, the reality is, how many people are you talking to? Y'all, I will tell you, I'm going to be absolutely flat out honest. I hope you guys can appreciate my bluntness. Um, but this is not a rocket science business. It's not hard. It's not. There's not a whole lot to figure out. There's only a handful of things that we do here. One of them being we have to get people in front of the information. That's it. We have to get people in front of the information. If you are getting people in front of the information every single day, you are guaranteed to have success. But you have to be getting people in front of the information. Now, the question is, though, how do you get people in front of the information? How do you take that next step? And that's what I want to talk about here is what is your daily method of operation? And you guys hear me talk about a lot of this all the time because there's a few things that I'm very passionate about whenever I do trainings. Very just a few topics because again I don't think this is rocket science. I feel like there's just a few things that if you can really understand these few things, then you can really take your whole life, not just your business, to the next level. And one of those things that you always hear me talk about is your comfort zone, right? Number one is like you've got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to stretch your comfort zone because again, you guys are showing up to the AM Powers you're on today shows me, tells me that you want to take this business to the next level. You're trying to learn, you're trying to take that next step. But I believe the only thing that holds anybody back in life in general is the ability to get out of the comfort zone to do the things that they already know that they need to do. Most people that are on this training call right now, you already know what you need to do. You're just scared to actually do it. And for whatever reason that is, that might be you're afraid of rejection. It might be you're afraid of being that salesy friend, right? You're afraid of what people might think of you or whatever it may be, whatever your fear is. That's just the reality is most people are just scared to do the things that they know that they need to do. And I'm here to tell you, you got to get over that because if you don't, you're never going to take the action necessary to actually build this business. I don't want anybody being in this business hoping and praying to get lucky here. Because, guys, I will tell you, if you're banking on getting lucky, then you're banking on something that is highly unlikely, right? So number one is get out of your comfort zone. Okay, and that comfort zone, by the way, does not just necessarily mean hold on one second. Okay. Your comfort zone does not just mean, talking to people and stuff. Because a lot of people, whenever, we talk about getting out of your comfort zone, they automatically assume that it's just people that are scared to talk to people, which that is probably the bigger of them all. But it's also doing things your day-to-day life that's uncomfortable. Waking up earlier, going to bed later, using the little breaks that you have throughout the day to actually work your business instead of scrolling on Facebook or social media of some sort, just trying to pass time, right? You got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone to do the things that you need to do, right? So let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about DMO. What is your daily method of operation? Okay, if you have a job, if you have kids, man, everybody's going to have a different DMO. That's just that's the reality of it. Everybody's going to have a different day to day of what's going on. I'll just kind of give you guys an idea. I have a daughter. My wife is pregnant. My daughter goes to school at 7 a.m. That's about 30 minutes completely out in the country. And then she also has soccer practice 2 days a week. And we have all kinds of church events throughout the week. I mean, we have a very, very, very busy schedule. Now, for us, network marketing is our main thing. But keep in mind, too, we also have other businesses that we own and operate, right? Now, lucky for us, and again, I wouldn't say lucky for us because we put ourselves in this position to let Vital Health be our number one, our bread and butter, right? So we're able to put more time and more effort into it. But I believe that most of you guys that are on this call, that's what you want, right? Like you would not be here unless you wanted this to be your main thing, right? So go ahead and drop it in the chat if you are one of those people where you want Vital Health to be your income. You want Vital Health to replace your job, right? If that is you, let me know. Drop a one in the chat, drop some fire, drop something. I don't even care. Just let me know that that's what you want. Because that's what I'm going to try to help you get to and help you understand what needs to be done. So let's talk about the DMO again. Okay. So daily method of operation. Um, Here's the thing. What are the 5 things? Give me 5 things. Drop it in the chat. Give me some 5 things that you believe is an absolute must be done every single day before you go to bed. Okay, because when I very first started this industry, y'all, I was a claims adjuster. And by the way, at this time, I was also working almost 100 hours a week, 80 to 100 hours a week because it was storm season at that specific time. Storm season for a claims adjuster means you're not sleeping, okay? And that's where I was whenever I very first joined the network marketing space. So I was freaking busy, y'all. Like, I mean, it was tough. It was a really, really tough season, but it was also a great season because it changed my life. However, I was very, very busy doing all of that. And so, if you do have a job, if you've got careers and all that, we can relate in that sense. Hey, James, for some reason, I think we're maxed. Well, it's saying we're maxed out, but we just went over the max on the number. So, cool. I guess we're good. I keep getting this pop up that's saying, "Hey, warning, warning, you're about to be maxed out." But we went past that number that they said that we were maxed out at. So, or maybe James, you already did it on the back end. So there you go. Cool. Anyway, so um, here's what we need to do. Okay, we got to figure out when you're going to be able to work this business and when are you going to be able to go all in on this business because so many people again they look at this as a part-time business. They look at it as and here's the thing, it is part-time until you're able to make it a full-time business, right? Like you start this part-time, you work it in the cracks of your day, but here's the reality, you have to work it in the cracks of your day. This is one of those things I hate when people say because people take advantage of the freedom that we have in this business. Now if you're taking advantage of the freedom and not utilizing the freedom, the business is going to work you. You're not going to be able to work the business, right? So figure out what that DMO is. What are the 5 things? So I know I asked it here. Okay, you say invite, post. I got invite, post, conversations. Absolutely. Generate at least 20 to 25 leads a day into my funnel. Tammy, I'm telling you right now, If you are generating 20 to 25 leads a day into your funnel, you are going to fly. Absolutely fly. 2025 is huge, huge, huge numbers. That is fantastic. So, okay, self-development. Deborah, I could not agree more. Dude, self-development is an absolute must. Okay. Jim Rohn says like taking a shower every day is like a necessity. Doing your personal development is a necessity. In fact, he even says, you can do your take a shower every single day, but here's the reality. You can skip a day. You can skip 2 days of taking a shower, but you should never skip a day of doing personal development, right? So I agree with that. I think personal development is definitely one of those DMOs that needs to be done. Prayer is one for me, 100%. My 5 things, just so you guys know, and really I have 6 things that I do absolute like must do every single day, no matter what, and I do them as soon as I possibly can within the day. Number one is I do my prayer, my meditation. Okay, I do my prayer, my meditation that gets me ready for the day, and then I do my personal development right after that. I'm either reading, I'm either on YouTube, but I'm learning. Right. I want to touch on this for a second though. What are you learning? Where is your focus going? Right. Lucky for us, I mean, we have these training calls every single day. This is personal development. Like this is perfect for personal development, right? This is great. But what are you learning? What are you filling your mind in with, right? Make sure you're filling your mind with things that are actually going to move your business forward, right? Especially inside of this space. But yeah, personal development. I work out every single day. Um, I truly believe that if you are not active every single day, I think you're doing yourself a huge disservice because I believe that your energy is so crucial to your success. And in order to have great energy, you have to have good health. When you have good health, you have good energy. When you have bad health, you have bad energy. When you have bad energy, you're hesitant, you're not confident, you have slow conversations. It's hard to get out of your comfort zone. You guys ever realize or think like, man, maybe you're an introverted person. Believe it or not, I'm a very, very introverted person. Like I'm not the kind of guy that if you see me on the elevator, I'm gonna say, "What's up? How are you?" Start a conversation. Like I'm not that guy. If you see me at a party, unless I know everybody and it's like my circle, you're gonna see me chilling in the corner, like doing my own thing, right? I'm a very introverted person. However, if my energy is up, like if my energy is like up, man, I will talk to a lot of people. I will have the confidence to go out and get out of my comfort zone and do all that stuff, right? So energy is very crucial, but in order to have good energy, you've got to have good health and you've got to be staying active. Your fitness is so crucial here. And guys, the reality is you are part of a health and wellness company. Like you have to be representing a health and wellness company. And I will tell you, if you want to be successful in this company, you either need to be representing, you need to be the idea. People need to look at you and be like, oh, they're the picture of health and wellness, or you need to be on a health and wellness journey. People have to see they are on a path to bettering their health, to helping other people. They have to see one of those 2 things. If you are not somebody that is showing that they are on a health and wellness journey and you don't look like you are already, at the finish line of that health and wellness journey, people are never going to follow you into a health and wellness business. Does that make sense? Like again, guys, this isn't rocket science, but you've got it should be common sense, right? Like if you're going to be representing a business, you've got to be that business, right? Like you people got to see that because people do business with people they know, people that they like, and people that they trust, right? So that's number one. So I go to the gym every single day. The other thing, without a doubt, always recruit. Phase one. I'm talking to the leaders on here. I'm talking to those that have already hit, silver, sapphire, gold, and above. Okay, I'm talking to you specifically right here. Do not get stuck in what we call management mode. Do not get stuck in management mode, meaning where you're focused on what your team is doing, what your team is producing, and you stop recruiting yourself. I will tell you, this is my kryptonite when it comes to my business. I go in waves and I need to be better at it because what I do is I'll bring in a whole lot of people and then I'm really just focused on tap rooting and building within their teams and their organizations and helping them. And then I forget to build myself. If you want your team to be recruiters, you want your team to build, they have to see you build. You're the example. People are following you. What you do, your people will do, right? What you talk about, your people will not do. Like you have to be the example of that. And what you do right, remember this, what you do right, your team will do a fraction of. What you do wrong, they'll do quadruple of, right? So make sure that you are leading by example. And if you are a leader, stay in phase one. Recruit, bring people in, be loud on your social media. Like people need to when they see your face, they need to see Vital Health. When they hear about Vital Health, they need to be thinking about you. And I've been telling everybody this is so important right now. Guys, if you are not aware, we are absolutely on fire right now. We have so much momentum, and the entire industry of network marketing knows who Vital Health is now. And the industry is flooding into this company. And I'm here to tell you that if your network does not hear about Vital Health from you, they're going to hear it from somebody else and they're going to join the person that very first told them about Vital Health. Right now, currently, it is a race to get Vital Health in front of your network because this has already happened to me. I can't even tell you how many times where big leaders that I have relationships with that I did not introduce to Vital Health are now in Vital Health and I didn't bring them in. Y'all, if you want the feeling of regret, I will tell you when leaders, when people that you know in your network join this business and they're not coming into this business because you are the one that brought them in. Okay. So, my encouragement to you guys is today make dang sure that the world knows that you are in Vital Health. Okay. Tell your people, tell your friends, especially those in your network, in the network marketing industry, they need to hear about it from you before they hear about it from somebody else. Because again, it truly, legitimately is a race. When companies have momentum like this, it's a race. So get out there, get loud, and start talking to people. But here's what I do from a recruiting standpoint. My philosophy is 2 a day, 10 in play. Okay, 2 a day, 10 in play. Meaning two brand new conversations, two new people that I'm talking to, that I'm getting in front of the information, and 10 people that I'm following up with, that I'm in communication with. You guys hear me talk about the 25% all the time, 25% rule, okay? This is one of those things. I got comfort zone, I got DMO, I got my 25% rule, okay? This is something that I'm feel very strongly about. 25% rule meaning if you introduce somebody to this business, and they do not join you right there on the spot, which again, most people don't join the day you introduce this to them, right? They either got to think about it, talk to a spouse, get money together, whatever it may be. Every day that you go without keeping the conversation alive, they lose 25% of their interest. Okay, you go 3 days without keeping the conversation alive, they lose 75%. They go 4 days without keeping the conversation alive, they're out. You're gonna have to completely start the whole process over with them, and hopefully to bring them in at that point, right? So that's a 25% rule is to stay consistent with the conversation. That, by the way, does not mean just shoving Vital Health down somebody's throat until they give you an answer, right? I will say this: do not stop a conversation until somebody tells you flat out no. And by the way, I don't even do that. Even if somebody tells me no, I'm still staying in touch. I'm still dripping on them. I'm still saying, hey, I know you said you weren't interested, but by the way, we just did this last month, this person. But y'all, y'all check this out. We just had a lady, brand new to the business, not even within her very first 30 days, earn already over $140,000. And it's not even her first 30 days. This is bank account money in her, like, this is pure profit. Okay. So, stuff like that. is a great price, especially if somebody that you have in your network is like they're a very red personality. Because I will tell you, whenever I saw that, I hit up like 20 people that haven't joined the business that I've been following up with. And I'm like, hey, by the way, I know you said, timing's not right, all this, but hey, we have so much momentum right now. I just want to point this out. We just had a lady, she earned over $140,000 in her first like 20 something days. She still has probably one or two more paychecks before the month's even over. I just want to let you know that's where we're at. That's the kind of momentum that we have. So let me know if you have any if you want to talk further about it, right? So, and guys, here's the thing. Don't be afraid to be bold. Don't be afraid to go into conversations with a lot of conviction and a lot of confidence, because it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. I am probably that person that everybody is afraid of being. I am very, very aggressive whenever I build. I'm the kind of guy that will literally show up on your doorstep and be like, "Hey, we're doing this thing." You're sitting down, you're gonna look at this, and then you can tell me no. If it's not for you, then I'll never talk to you about it again. However, I'm not gonna leave you alone until you at least check this thing out, right? But it's how I say it that makes all the difference. Okay, because I go into each conversation with 100% certainty in what I have my hands on. My confidence and my conviction, y'all, people don't block me. Even whenever I very first got started, I had zero success in the business. My confidence, people did not block me. They did not they were not like I didn't run them away, because my confidence and my conviction and how bold I was with what I was talking about, people they were afraid to lose that relationship with me, because what if I was right? And they did burn that relationship with me because I was trying to offer them an opportunity, and then they lost out, right? So it's fear of loss for them. So I go into every conversation with 100% confidence. And guys, I will tell you, this is a huge, huge, huge piece of this puzzle. You're not trying to sell people on Vital Health. You're not trying to sell people on the products. You're not trying to sell them on the business. All you are selling is your belief in this business. It's your confidence in this business. It's your conviction. When people know that you yourself are bulletproof, and they know that you are like all in 100% believe in this at the highest level, that's when people are like, okay, because here's the reality. You can give them the entire presentation. They still don't know anything about the business. It takes months to fully understand what we have our hands on. So nobody that you talk to after they see a presentation and all that, nobody's going to fully understand what we have. But what they do have is the trust with you. And if you are not showing that you are fully 100% sold out to this, then they're not going to be sold out to this. You know, like I hear this a lot. I don't know if you guys have ever been on my presentations, my overviews and stuff, but I get a lot of people that they really like my overviews. And I believe the reason why my overviews don't do so very well is because, again, I'm not selling the business. I'm not selling the comp plan. I'm not selling the products. I'm selling my belief in this business. But the number one thing that I'm talking about whenever I do my presentation is I talk about how I've evaluated over 100 something companies and nothing made sense until I saw this. And here's why I believe so much in this. And then I talk about all the things that makes us absolutely amazing. But again, it's not all those things, because every company has the best this, the best that. Like it's every presentation. But it's my conviction and my belief in what I'm talking about that sells, right? So, with that being said, you have to have the confidence, you have to have the conviction, and you have to keep the conversation alive with people. Okay. And by the way, guys, we're relationship marketers. Okay. Relationship marketers, meaning if you are not out there building relationships, this is something else that I do all the time. I don't have it on my DMO necessarily. But just keeping really good relationships outside of business. You know what I mean? And staying relevant in the networks and in the world and in your in the relationships that you have. So anyways, two a day, 10 in play, 25% rule. By the way, 25% rule also applies to when you have a new business partner. Okay, y'all, this is your call to action. Okay, call to action for today. Very simple. But what comes after it is where the rubber meets the road. The call to action today is to book a group Zoom presentation or an in-person presentation. Get with your leader and book a group Zoom, a launch call. Get everybody together that you know. You invite, somebody comes on and does a personal presentation for you and your team, okay, and your people. That is everybody's call to action today. Well, we're gonna have 121 people on here. That would be 121 group presentation. Let's just say we had 3 people average, right? Some people are gonna have 20 people. Some might even have 50 people at their Zoom presentation or home presentation. But let's just say we average at 3. 121 times 3. I mean, let's just say 300 brand new people seeing this information. And y'all, I'm telling you, when you get people in front of the information, people join this business. Our conversion rate is significantly higher than anything I've seen in network marketing, like without a doubt. So think about what would happen just from the people that are on this call. So that's the call to action, is to make sure that you are having your own personal launch call, including myself. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna have my own personal launch call where I'm gonna invite all my people to jump on a presentation. Everybody needs to do it, especially leaders. Especially if you've already had your launch and all that, have another one. Y'all, you should be doing this all the time. I mean, that's the game, right? The other thing that I do, so my prayer, quiet time, my personal development, working out, gym, all that, 2 a day, 10 and play, recruiting. Okay, that's a minimum, by the way, 2 a day, 10 and play. Uh, what's your daily goal for your income bringing activities? Okay, income producing activities. What is actually making you money in this business? By the way, making a list needs to be done. That's not an income producing activity. I can tell you, I can look at your calendar right now and tell you if you're going to be successful in this business or not by just looking at your calendar, because you can tell me you're getting organized here, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're showing up to the training calls, you're even showing up to the overviews. But here's the truth: if you don't have a guest on the overview, you didn't work today. You did all for nothing, right? If you are not getting people in front of the information, if you're not getting a customer, okay, these are not the activities that you are doing need to be producing income in your life. Okay, those are income producing activities. The next thing is leadership, talking to your team in your organization. I have probably 15 people that I talk to almost every single day. I've got a few leaders that I talk to absolutely every single day. Now, you need to be in contact no matter what with your sponsor every day. Maybe you have a great sponsor. Maybe your sponsor doesn't show up. Maybe maybe you don't have the greatest sponsor in the world. Okay. Here's the thing. Don't worry about who your upline is. But those are the musts, man. Social media posts, getting loud, getting active, making sure people know what you're doing. Guys, we have so many leaders here that are great at social media. Steal their content. Man, go to their pages, steal their content, post your stuff, get loud, get bold. Tell your friends, tell the people, be like, listen, you just have to check this out. If it's not for you, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but you got to see it for yourself. Saying no to something that you know nothing about is the most ignorant thing anybody can do. Okay. And by the way, I'm not afraid to tell people that. But it's true. So many people say no before they even look. Guys, I look at, if somebody's going to introduce something that can better my life, I'm going to give it a fair shot. Like, let's look at it, right? Like it would be crazy not to. But that's what I'm saying is not even looking is wild, right? You just want people to check it out. Get people plugged into the overviews, get people plugged in with your leadership. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Being in communication with your team. Don't worry about your upline if you don't have a good upline. Cool. No worries. Worry about you and your business. This is your business anyways, right? If you do have a great upline, that's just a bonus. But here's the thing. You do have great uplines no matter where you look or how it is, because maybe your sponsor isn't necessarily super active, but go above that. Find somebody, right? You should be in contact minimum, no matter what, with at least one person every single day. If you are a leader, if you have teams, you should be in contact. If you have less than 10 people in your team, in your organization, you should be in communication every single day with 10 people every day. If you have 10 or less people, okay? Now, maybe you have 100 people, maybe you have 200, 1,000 people, 12. Okay, my thing is I have a minimum of 12 people that I am in constant communication with. Why 12? My belief, Jesus had 12 disciples. And guess what? Jesus built, and I'm not trying to get all faith-driven, religious, and all that on you, but the reality is Jesus built the largest network marketing company this world has ever seen called Christianity. Okay, and how did he do that? He did that through 12 disciples. He communicated with 12 disciples that touched all four corners of the earth. Okay, so you don't have to talk to everybody all day, but you've got to be talking to your leaders. And if you only have a handful of leaders, you should be in communication with them every single day. We all need running partners and we all need accountability. And the reality is sometimes your team, maybe yourself, only needs a reminder to work the business. It doesn't have to, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, oh shoot, man, I haven't done anything with, vital health today. But every single day you need to be getting people in front of the information. You have to schedule it out in your daily method of operation. When are you going to work this business? And truthfully, if you really want this to work, you need to be putting in a solid at least an hour every single day into the business. But that hour should be leading to another hour of conversations, right? So I would say 2 hours a day you can build this up. 3 hours a day for sure, man. I was working 80, 100 hours a week. I was only able to put in probably about 3 hours a day into this business. And y'all, it didn't take long before I was able to go full time with it. You know what I mean? So, short term sacrifice, long term game. Make sure you're focused. Don't get distracted by all this worldly stuff, man. Social media. Me and Heidi talk about it all the time, man. It's the freaking devil, man. But we have to utilize social media to build our business. So utilize it. Don't let it use you. Don't let it utilize you. So thank y'all so much for being on this morning's AM Power. If you guys need anything, find me on the different social media channels. I'm there for you. I'm here to help you. And man, let's go change the world. God bless, and let's make today a productive and awesome day. Bye, y'all. Have a good day.